Hello and welcome back to another video for Final Fantasy XIV with me, Meoni. Today we're looking at a brand new glamour added in patch 6.5. I've been saving this one for you and I'm really excited to showcase it. I crafted it myself with some materials. Unfortunately, I couldn't get them to drop myself, so I ended up getting the materials from the market board, which means they are tradable. The new material then, as you probably imagine, to make the martial artist's attire is actually Athleticos cloth, as you can see. So most of these materials are fairly simple to obtain. We're looking at the Weaver recipes at the moment, which are Masterwork 10. These are 4-star 90 recipes. We got 3 pieces on here, and we also have a Leatherworker recipe that's Master Leatherwork 10. That's also 4-star level 90. But all of these items have Athleticos cloth as their main ingredient. This particular cloth can be acquired from Opheo Toro Skin 8-player maps. Sometimes from a treasure chest. You can get very lucky and get these. The material itself was going for around 2 million gil. It's probably a little bit less now, and each of the items is probably going to set you back about 1 to 2 million gil currently as well, if you wanted to just buy someone else's craft. This also combines, at least with the Weaver recipe, the garnet cotton, soft silver ingots, and dynamis crystal for both the sleeveless and normal version of the martial artist vest. We also have some slops that are slightly different, again with the Athleticos cloth, garnet cotton, spodumene, and dynamis crystals. And then we also have the leatherwork recipe using 1 Athleticos cloth, 2 Deinosuchus leather, and 1 dynamis crystal. Altogether, they make a 3-piece outfit with a top that can change. So I guess a 4-piece, but not really. This is what the sleeveless variant of that looks like, as you can see. So we have ourselves a sleeveless top, we have ourselves some relatively baggy bottoms, and we also have some lovely shoes. If we were to say anything about this, I think the first thing is that it looks a lot better in the game than it did in the classified imagery that they showed us during the live letter. I especially like those upside down triangles on there, kind of like an egg timer design on the back there. It's very, very nice. Let's go quickly into the G-pose function. Let's just clear our G-pose, otherwise we'll be waving for 6 years. And let's get some close-up details on this. First of all, as you can see, the quality of the textures on this are actually quite exceptional. From the belt buckles, the tassels, the buttons, everything. Everything is a lot higher resolution than at least I expected it to be. And yeah, it's really nice, isn't it? A lot of people wear this kind of stuff, martial artist stuff. Maybe you've gone to like some kind of evening class to learn martial artist stuff. I don't know. Or at least I've seen people do that when I was a kid. I never did it myself, but it was the sort of thing that was advertised everywhere, learning how to defend oneself. I really like the shoes on this. I didn't think I would. The tassels are nice on the side. And I like the thing on the ankles where you've got this other texture. Yeah, I'm not sure what that technique is called, where you have that kind of almost embossed, but it's like a different texture thing. Reminds me of some kind of like silk or something like that. Obviously, there's no gloves to this set or a helm, which is unfortunate, but I'm not sure what they would go with. Probably like a bandana or something, I have no idea. Obviously, this is usable by both genders in the game, and it just sort of adapts to whether or not you have cleavage or not. But yeah, I think the main thing that a lot of people like is the back. The other piece of armor, if Fran was to come over here, you'll see doesn't actually have the same routine, but everything else about that top is the same. So what Fran is wearing right now, if she comes into the camera's footage, is actually the sleeved version. So the only difference, as we said, is that the sleeveless top is, well, sleeveless, and the normal version has sleeves. I thought it would be nice to have a side-by-side comparison there. Same slops, same shoes, but obviously we've got a completely different aesthetic being provided by that top, even though it is identical apart from those sleeve sections being ripped off the sides. We do actually have with those sleeves that extra bit of, what do you call that, rope or something on the side there, and on the back it is exactly the same. So if you're umming and ahhing which one to get, it's going to come down to an aesthetic choice between whether you want more skin exposed, you know, so you can beat those villains up with your martial artist skills, or if you want to, you know, have turned up. Well, it looks like turn-ups, doesn't it? I don't know, they're not, but it kind of gives that impression. But apart from that, they are absolutely identical. I really, really like those. If I was to just ask Fran to walk away again for a moment, we'll show you where those items come up to on the waist. So basically, if we take the leggies off just for a second, just to give you a better demonstration. So the sleeveless one, you'll notice that the top only comes to just around where the belly button of my... Wow, thank you for the disconnection, Square Enix. That is fantastic timing. But I get 90,002 errors, like, on a daily occurrence. And again, we got a lobby connection error. Wow. Oh boy, that's fun. Okay, where were we after that very strange disconnection from everything? So as you can see, which is what I was trying to say, where the top ends is actually way above the belly button of your character, which means things like the Quaintrell's ruffled skirt should in theory work. There'll be some footage inserted here if it does, and a few other skirts as well, which I know is something a lot of people will ask, including myself. It's something that I often think about. It's one of my favorite skirts for my character in the game. So it is nice when you get fabric like this that does allow for it. And I think it's going to offer a lot of possibilities for glamour creation, because obviously no one's going to really gravitate towards using a full set all the time. It is always nice to mix and match. That's why the glamour system exists. So I think it is time now for us to move on to dyes. So let's look at those together. Looking pretty good in a variety of different dyes then. I have to say this outfit has really won me over. The combinations that you can get just with the top alone combined with other items has already made me pretty happy that I've crafted this one. I'm not so sure about the legs though. I'm not sort of the sort of person that likes baggy sort of trousers or that kind of thing. So we already have a few of those in the game. This one is just another more expensive one to craft, but it's not a bad set, honestly. I would have liked if they had put some gloves in there or a hat, but it seems we're going further and further away from including hats with outfits. There are a few in the game that have been added recently, but I think the most part, a lot of the headwear has been sort of replaced with tiaras and feathers and headdresses because of it's easier, basically, when it comes to making stuff for Hrothgar and Viera, or at least it appears to be that is the reason the direction of a lot of the gear is going that way. It's either that or they basically completely neglect a helm or gloves. But again, this isn't the first three-piece outfit in the game that hasn't come, you know, with a hat, but it's just surprising to me how little in this patch in 6.5 there is with helms, or at least helms that would traditionally be something you would see. It's more often headdresses and things like that, as we say. In terms of dyeability then, I think that this is a win-win all round. I'm really happy. I think of many things that this could go with, and that's always a good thing. Yeah, honestly, the shoes are lovely as well. I love the extra detail in those. All of the colours are bringing out all of that extra detail. Excellent stuff. But yeah, in general, I think this outfit's nice. It would be nice if there was a bit more of it. It's a little bit expensive, but I'm definitely happy when they add more stuff to the game that you can craft. Crafters, honestly, recently have felt a little bit weak in terms of the glamour output that they're usually capable of in previous expansions. So it's nice to just see more items added. And I think a lot of people are always happy when, you know, they actually get to craft things rather than having to go to a cash shop. So anyway, that's my final thoughts. Hopefully you enjoyed this video and it helped you come up with some ideas, and perhaps you weren't thinking about getting at least the top before, but maybe now you're like, actually, that's quite nice in certain circumstances. If I've scratched that itch, feel free to give me a like. Anyway, much love. More videos on the way for coverage of 6.5. I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.